Scouting Combine, Indianapolis, Indiana. Guy who's been doing this for a while now is GM of the Buccaneers, entering year number 12. He's Jason Licht. Doesn't seem like it's
getting
been 12
old,
years.
man. Gosh, it's old.
The days are slow, but the years are long. Well, no, the years are how's that? No, the days are long, the years are short.
Yeah, I think that's something like that. Something. You don't ask me. I'm the
he's
king
the worst
of butchering
one.
things like that.
I
All
am
right,
too,
so don't ask
we
me.
get along. That's why we get along.
Why do you keep losing OCs? Why can't you guys keep offensive coordinators there in Tampa Bay? What's
Boy,
going
get
on?
right to it.
I guess it's a good thing.
Right.
You see. I think Saban went through a lot of offensive coordinators, didn't he, at Alabama?
Yes, he did. It's a good thing.
John Harbaugh in Baltimore. So it's crazy though. It's a testament to our head coach doing a great job of hiring the right people, and then we have a good offense. So we have some good pieces there.
Yeah, we've been saying that Baker Mayfield should be getting a cut of all these head coaching salaries. I guess you should get a cut too, since you're the one that brought Mayfield there.
Well, we owe a lot to Baker. We do. But Baker's done a tremendous job over the last couple of years and pulling us out of some ruts during the season. He's just a tremendous leader. We're very fortunate to have him.
Right. How did that? I mean, how did it all end up with you and Liam Cohen? It was just such a big story in the NFL there for a week, just because of how it went down. He left Jacksonville. He seemed like he was your OC. Then he goes back, and how did it kind of all end up?
It's in the past.
Yeah.
Time heals.
Right.
Happy for him.
He said the same thing. He said time heals. He did. He was sitting right there.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He did tremendous things for us. He's got a great offensive mind and a great leader, and I'm excited for him and his family. We learned a lot from him. He put a great staff, or helped put a great staff together that we kept. Because we wanted to keep it going, and we wanted stability, we wanted some continuity, and the players were very excited about that. And with Josh as our offensive coordinator, Grizzard. So, we learned a lot from Liam, and hopefully we can keep it rolling. We have confidence that we will.
Yeah. We mentioned Baker Mayfield. He's been so phenomenal for you, and I think back to when he was available to be signed by anyone. Now, I know Bruce was gone by then, but Bruce at one point, Bruce Arians had said if he was going to coach anybody again, it was going to be the Browns because they had Baker Mayfield. I mean, what was your existing opinion of Baker, and has he exceeded what you thought he was going to do when you brought him in?
The answer, the latter part, yes. And my thought on him, along with a lot of people. So first of all, going back to it, I know Bruce always talked about how he liked Baker, how he can spin the ball, how he can throw it downfield, get vertical, all the things that Bruce likes in his offense.
Right.
No risk it, no biscuit. So.
Know it.
And then Todd really got to know Baker during the draft process when Todd was with the Jets, and ended up taking Darnold, but Baker was taken. So he really got to know him, and he really liked him. He liked his leadership, he liked his confidence, all the things that we love about Baker. So Todd was really pushing me to try and hopefully that we could get Baker, and it came at the right time. He came for pennies on the dollar when we had no money to spend because we were $81 million in dead cap that year. So it was the perfect. And he picked us out. I mean, it was like he knew that this would be a good place to come because we had Mike, we had Chris, we had a pretty decent offensive line at the time. And so, I mean, it was the best of both worlds. But Todd really, everything Todd said that he was going to be for us, he was. And that's what we thought about him coming out. He was our top quarterback that year. We just didn't have an opportunity to take him.
Yeah, well, it's working out in a big way. I want to piggyback off of something you just said, because the number one thing I admire about you is your ability to evaluate big people. Right? You're one of the guys in football, when you draft a lineman or whatever, I go, oh, maybe he's better than I thought he was, or whatever. You do have that gift. What do you attribute to that to, or who do you attribute that to have that eye to kind of find these guys all the time?
Well, I played both offensive line and defensive line in college. I always had a respect for those players. I think I was evaluating then, I knew I sucked. And I knew why, and I knew why other guys were better, and things they had traits that I didn't have. But, working for the Patriots for a number of years, Dante Scarnecchia, he was really, really good and that's putting it mildly.
Yes, legend.
And I learned a lot from him, and it's not necessarily the biggest, the fastest, it's the little things. And then also we've, over the years, had pretty good success with small college guys, and the traits that they have, the position they play. Moving the left tackle at,
inside. That's what your ex, John
already-
Spytek, he just told us
already
the trick.
shared.
I said, what did he learn from you? And he goes, well, what he kind of showed me is you could take some of these small school left tackles and move them inside. They were just playing tackle because they're the best athlete on their team
Right.
at small school. So he stole that from you.
Well, this was a project. Belichick had us do a lot of projects.
Yes.
A lot.
I had a
You were there.
I did a few.
and I'm glad we did them now because you learned a lot from them. And I did a study, and this is way back, but where every starting offensive lineman in the NFL came from, and overwhelmingly majority of them were left tackles in college.
Right.
Because of the best athlete. in
Yeah,
school.
they just
So,
play there. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. It is.
What are the Raiders getting in your former employee, John Spytek?
They're getting a lot. They're getting very dedicated, very loyal, very genuine. He's extremely authentic. Doesn't try to be somebody else. I mean, it's nice of him to say he's taking some things from me, but he's going to do it his way. And he's always open to adapting. So he's very, he's got a lot of humility to him. He's just a great person and very, very smart. The only knock on him is went to Michigan. So
What's next for the football team? You guys are close. I mean, you know that. But how do you what are you looking to kind of maybe adjust or improve on the football team here in the early part of the offseason?
I think we'll do what we do every year. I mean, we want to draft well. We want to continue to draft well. We need to add some depth. We had some issues last year with depth and injuries on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
That caught up with us. So we need to add some there. It's no
surprise.
No surprise,
Right.
no shock, no secret.
Yeah.
So our offense, we need to continue to keep the offense humming, but we feel really, really good about our offensive line, and that's the most important part. And I think the addition of Bucky last year, and with Rashad, and we have Sean Tucker's our third running back, who I think could start for a lot of teams too. So we're really excited about that.
It's weird to think. Buccaneers won a Super Bowl, 4 straight division titles after that.
Right.
Wild card when you won the
were
Super
supposed
Bowl.
to fall off when Brady
Right.
left. I don't know if anybody told you.
2 division round
With 2 head
appearances.
coaches and 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
I feel
incredible.
like nobody appreciates that, and nobody respects that. And I guess that's good because it allows you to always have a chip on the shoulder. But I feel like the Buccaneers always get overlooked, and people just think the end is just one season away, and it never comes.
You're not wrong, and it goes for a lot of our players. Like Levante David doesn't get the respect he should.
Sure.
If you look at his career stats and
Right.
what he's done. Mike Evans finally, when he hit his 10th season of 1,000 yards last year, finally started getting some national, I felt, the recognition he should. So I can't really put a finger on why it is. We don't mind it. I like keeping receipts, and I like the chip on our shoulder, especially our quarterback. He has a chip on his shoulder. He's playing at his best.
Yeah. You guys are you're chippy. You're a chippy football
Chippy.
team. How about you? Because you're chippy too, okay? And you know how to find linemen. We know that. But I've been asking every GM so far, what's the toughest position for them to evaluate? We've gotten a variety of answers. We really have. What's it for you? Like everybody has their one position. You're like, right? Is there one for you that you look at?
It's yes, and we all need help with certain things.
Yeah.
It's just because it's exciting for me to watch an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
It's exciting it's not exciting for a lot of people.
Right.
It's exciting for me to watch a defensive lineman. Receivers are fun to watch. Running backs are fun to watch because they're making plays. But when you're watching safeties and corners, you can watch for 3-4 games and they didn't do anything.
A lot of people saying this.
And it doesn't mean that they're not good players.
Right.
It's just the ball didn't go their way, the opportunity didn't come their way, or the one ball that did go their way, they allowed the catch. It doesn't mean that
they can't cover somebody.
Can't cover
Right,
somebody.
right,
So
right.
that's tough, just because you have to avoid losing interest in the player just because he didn't make the plays.
It seems to be the most popular opinion so far. Secondary guys and just finding point of attack plays where they're involved in the game.
Well, we know you got better things to do than hang out with us knuckleheads.
Really?
Not really.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep going. Now, we appreciate some of your time. Congratulations on the sustained success that continues to be off the radar screen, which is good because it lets you have a chip on your shoulder. It's the perfect sweet spot.
matey.
Nobody gets a big head.
The Pirates.
Everybody's got a
the
chip on the shoulder.
Buccaneers.
It's a good way to do it. Jason Licht, Buccaneers GM. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.